And we're back. 53rd minute. I apologize for the delay. I was tinkering with some ideas for the stream, but we are back. Let's just get set up here. Bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. Mo Salah, Mo Salah. I'm not really sure what I just did. I thought I was sending out a Will Ferrell GIF, and I didn't see where it went. We've got 4 Liverpool players standing over a free kick, slightly off center to the right, about 30 yards out. You've got Thiago, Trent, Hendo, and Robbo. Interesting. What I wanted to see was Thiago flick the ball over like he did last game, and Trent! Oh, what a free kick. Curled ball with pace. Somebody in the wall got a head to it. Then, I don't know if Casper got a hand to it as well, but it ended up on the crossbar. And Mane kind of runs into a corner. Leicester have the ball, and they give it right back to Andy Robbo, who has tons of space over on the left side, gives it to Thiago, changing the point of attack. Kabak, right-handed center back, out wide to Trent. Trent back to Genie Wijnaldum. Curtis on the ball. Curtis, I just think, again, Sadio, ball in, nowhere. Curtis just has that directness, the energy to a Klopp midfield that I think Klopp will love to see. In terms of the Klopp style, comparing him with Thiago, who again, not exactly a glove fit for Liverpool thus far. I think you really have to change the system in order to suit him. Whereas Curtis, I think, is that slight evolution from the unsexy midfield of Henderson, Wijnaldum, Milner, even Fabinho, even though, Fabinho obviously a much different player, but just in terms of all of them not really bringing an attacking threat individually, but being those shuttlers, as I call them. Whereas Curtis, I think Curtis fits in with that identity of the midfield, but he's a bit more of like an Ox. I mean, Ox and Curtis are actually a pretty good comparison. I didn't even realize that they both definitely love to drive forward, a la Steven Gerrard, Michael Ballack type of midfielder. But he does have that energy in the midfield that, I don't. We always like to say as a Liverpool fans, we look at a player like, a Thiago or a Keita or an Ox or a Curtis, and, our eyes widen because, Liverpool is a great attacking team, and sprinkle a little bit more of an attacking-minded player in there. And I think that that's a little bit of fantasy because I think, again, Klopp doesn't, Klopp's got the system, and I think that we as the lay people sort of overlooked that fact that, that's just it. The Liverpool midfield is unsexy. It's not meant to split open defenses. It's not, Xavi and Iniesta are not, those types of players are not suited for the Liverpool midfield. And yet, I do think that Curtis bridges that gap. I mean, Naby Keita will be interesting as well, assuming that he stays fit, which is no assumption we can ever make. But again, Keita sort of falls into that like Emre Can category of like, he is a perfect Klopp player, but we just haven't seen it because he hasn't been able to stay injury free. And even then, that raises the question like, okay, let's assume for a second that Naby Keita was injury free all this time. Would he be selected? Or would Klopp just prefer to go with the tried and true Brexit midfield, as some call it, the unsexy Hendo, Milner. I think it used to be Lallana, but Genie. Oh, Liverpool have had 9 corners, which is quite a number. This one comes into Firmino, who I think wins it. There might have been heads coming together there with the Marty, but here's Liverpool's 10th corner, taken short between Trent and Curtis. Trent gets it back, plays a through ball into Henderson, who just ran out a little space to the byline. Now Curtis serving it in. Johnny Evans still playing. I guess that injury in the first half didn't force his substitution on behalf of Leicester. Henderson is just taking up all different parts of the field. Still playing center back, but he's played basically, he's come up on every corner. You can tell he's anxious to get back into the more advanced positions of the field. He's been in like the left midfield position, the right midfield position. Now he's back at center back. Very busy season for the Liverpool physios. Please let me know in the comments as well if you're watching live, which I hope you are, what your setup is, because that has crossed my mind. What's the best viewing experience or following along experience for you guys on Twitch? I have a beautiful setup here, as you can probably tell. My eyes are typically up a little bit above the camera on my nice 65-inch flat screen, and then I have a 55-inch screen below, which I'm using as my audio, video, visual for my stream. But in any case, not everybody has that. So yeah, I'm hoping that whether you have a tablet or even a phone, what your viewing experience is. And hopefully you're like me. I enjoy watching games on mute when it comes to NBC's coverage, or an alternative feed. Again, sometimes I watch the Redmen TV watch along. But yeah, I'm really hoping to hone this channel in a way that's most enjoyable for you guys. Of course, I'll be hoping to enjoy as well. And yeah, I think what you'll get from this feed is an at times erratically behaving Liverpool fan, not erratically, but emotion-filled Liverpool fan, as hopefully you'll be able to enjoy me living through these games and, you know, making my comments along the way. But yeah, I'm really going to be dependent on you guys to throw together in, you know, at least your comments. If not, I would love to have like a simulcast at times, and we can, you know, watch the games together. But again, I think that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. I need to sort of whip myself up to speed, technically speaking, in order to facilitate that. As well as, again, I'll be dependent on your guys' participation. But yeah, really just please let me know what you'd like to see from the channel and what your setup is and what I can do to help if I can in any way. Because I'm sure not everybody will be willing to mute their NBC coverage in favor of me. That would be ideal in my book, because again, I do think it can be fun to sort of be your watch-along partner. And let's be honest, NBC really doesn't give anything in the way of insight. Rebecca Lowe is, as I've tweeted, is the only what did I say? The only person that says anything of note. You know, she is great and she's a wonderful host to the program, but anyone that I've seen on there, whether it be Tim Howard or either of the Robbies, you know, I like them as people, but they're very basic coverage. Trent having a blast from 25 yards gets blocked. We get it back. Bobby Firmino! What a goal that is! What a freaking goal that is. The ball falls to Bobby Firmino. He gets the ball. He does one of these, drop back to Mo Salah, who just curls it in, beats Kasper Schmeichel and all the Leicester players looking very dejected. Mo Salah, running down the wing. Salah, Egyptian king. Look at this beauty. Bobby Firmino, how do you like that? Lee Toe, that one was for you. This is why we keep Bobby Firmino in the team. Not only because he's earned it and he's a legend, but he serves up little pieces of magic like that. And Mo Salah, first time he, being the world-class player he is, he just has that, he knows where the goal is. Doesn't even need to look. He just concentrates on his contact with the ball. He's got enough pace, not too much pace on it, but enough to bulge the old onion bag, as Tommy Smith used to say. And Premier League high 17th goal of the season. You got to hand it to this guy. I mean, love him or hate him, and I don't really know how you can hate him. He's such a lovable guy. One of the Times 100 people of the year. You got to love that smile too, and the fro. But yeah, as a human being, he's great. Anyway, as I'm saying, love him or hate him, and the perception too that he's not having as great of a season. He is leading the league in scoring, and I just think that goes unnoticed so much of the time because he doesn't dominate games all the time. But listen, he's such a great player. I mean, you can look at the statistics in terms of the goals and assists that he's been involved in, but just the way he changes games. Tell me a player that has had that impact on any team in England or in the world that's doing that right now. I mean, Mo Salah, I'm not expecting him to win a Ballon d'Or because FIFA is corrupt and it's a popularity contest and it's a marketing award that I'm sure Adidas and Nike have a hand in. It's just my conspiracy theory, but yeah, I mean, I think Mo Salah, when his career is said and done, will have definitely deserved to win one, if not two, Ballon d'Ors. Again, I doubt he'll have those sitting in his home, but yeah, I mean, he's just amazing. And he's indefensible. Again, he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't dominate games all the time. I mean, sometimes if he's playing, against Watford or West Ham or one of the teams he just loves playing against, yeah, he'll just be unplayable the entire game. But in a game like this is a perfect example. Liverpool really need to be winning games like this. And it's been an entertaining game, but again, not many clear-cut chances. And Mo Salah, somewhat out of nothing, just has a beautifully placed and curled finish, and not even Kasper Schmeichel can save it. Leicester just now are in the 70th minute, trying a little through ball for Jamie Vardy. And again, not to be critical, but this is where Leicester struggles, or a Brendan Rodgers team struggles. When it works, it's beautiful, and when it doesn't, they sort of run out of ideas. Now you might think, oh, that describes every team. When it works, and when it doesn't, it doesn't. But I think you gotta hand it to Klopp and Guardiola, and those really elite managers do have the ability, or the squad at their disposal, to really change things up and unlock games. And yeah, it looks like Leicester, Maddison's standing over the ball at the corner of the 18 here. Dangerous position, but as I was saying, it does just look like, oh, get the ball to Vardy. And when Vardy went down injured, they really didn't have much, and collected somewhat comfortably by the best goalkeeper in the world, Alisson. This is another thing too. They just played the replay, and the passive, this is not something I think people complain an awful lot about, but I think they should, is the passive offsides rule. I mean, there's been so much said about the offside rule this season, and mostly it's been about VAR, and people just being a hair offside or this or that. But something I really have a problem with the passive offside rule is, you say, oh, if a player isn't involved in a play. Well, how people interpret that and define that, I really have a problem with, because if any person is offsides on a free kick like that from the corner of the box, I'll pause here for Trent's corner, headed away by Leicester. If anybody is offsides on one of those free kicks, it's impacting the play. You ask any defender that's ever been in that position, everybody on a corner or a free kick has their marks. And so to tell me that somebody who is 10 yards away and has his head offside, but then Johnny Evans gets the header or the touch on the ball to score, that this guy over here, Soyuncu or Vardy or whoever, is not impacting the play, is a total lie, because everybody has their marks, and especially in a kerfuffle situation in the box, everybody, every little yard, every little split-second decision makes a difference. So that's something that I really have a problem with, just objectively speaking. Whether Liverpool's the one scoring the goal or conceding, it doesn't matter. that's really a principled thing that I tend to have a problem with. That you say, oh, they're not impacting the. No, I get it. Passive offside can be used in other situations, but I really haven't heard anybody speak up about passive offsides and the player not impacting the play. If one person is offside, you're playing team defense. You're holding the line, and I really think that every single player impacts the play there. So anyway, that's just my point. Let me know if you've ever thought that or you agree or disagree. 75th minute here, we've got Ox on the touchline, about to enter for, it looks like, I think Curtis's Fro just entered the, yep. Curtis off, he's not looking so happy. But, I mean, he probably wants to play the full 90. He's probably still a little bit frustrated. But I think he's put in a great effort. I think he'll be more involved. I think Klopp, I would challenge Klopp to be, I don't think Klopp lacks bravery as a manager at all, but I do think that's one thing that, it's a brave call to put in a 19-year-old into your starting lineup every single week. Phil Foden's been getting a lot of praise this week, and it's another one where you don't realize how many games he's played. It's kind of skated by, and that shows bravery from Guardiola's side. You have so many players at your disposal that to pick a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old to be playing week in, week and listen, Ozan Kabak is, I think, 20 years old as well. So I mean, not that we really have too many. Oh boy. Foul called here, 76th minute. Looks just outside the box. Harvey Barnes taken down. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like Thiago brought him down, and it was just outside. You'd probably get some Leicester fans claiming that the foul continued into the box. But, the contact takes place right outside there. Oh, they're going to VAR. Oh, boy, here we go. But back to midfield selection. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see. Look at this VAR. Thiago's foot is planted pretty firmly outside the box. I don't think there'll be any reversal here. What's it called? Mr. Big Chest 69420. Welcome. I'm not sure if we know each other, but thank you for coming. Thiago has been a disappointment. Let me know, are you talking about in today's game or just in general? Again, I'm not making up any definitive decision. You've got to be kidding me. You get no penalty. Okay. The way he pointed, it looked like he was giving a penalty. Again, Thiago, you can read up more in depth and more well worded on my website. The one, what is it called? Why losing to City was the best thing for us. I really go into depth on Thiago, and the jury's still out. I'm not ready to give up on him, and I'm not for or against. Oh, Leicester scored here. Ugly goal, but they all count. Madison right on the corner of the box, plays in a... and it's been given offside. Yeah, there we go. I mean, this is just what I was talking about, pretty much. I mean, who knows how the ball even went in. I mean, I had to take a touch from somebody here or there. They'll review that on VAR probably. Offside. Wow, Liverpool get away with that one. Yep, here we go. Here's all the lines being drawn and all that shit. Soyuncu and Amartey look to be offside. Whose foot is that? It's probably Firmino is the last player back. And, yeah, I mean, again, just, oh, now they're giving it onside. This goal is going to stand. I mean, you're telling me that you look at the replay and you can definitively say that you're going to change your mind on that decision. I mean, Madison plays a really tricky ball in on the ground, bounces right in the 6-yard area, and nobody even gets a touch. But again, that is just as I was saying. I mean, if anybody's in an offside position there, then they are impacting the play. Not just Amartey because he, swung a foot at it and impacted Allison's view. I mean, Soyuncu, if he was offside, I mean, that should be chalked off. But listen, I can't definitively say he was on or off, but in a situation like that, again, why are we drawing lines? Just, if there's a grievous error, you correct it, but it's another VAR decision that goes against Liverpool for this season, and I'll leave it at that. Robbo into Mane. Mane shoved over, and the referee is not interested. Here we go. Alisson. Oh my God! Holy hell. Alisson and Kabak. Leicester, I've never seen a goal like that. Leicester. There we go. There's another game that's going to be blamed on the best goalkeeper in the world, Alisson Becker. He comes out to deal with it. The shout probably comes a little bit late, but Kabak goes to deal with it. He's the outfielder trying to make a basket catch over his shoulder. Really poor goal to be giving up, and if Liverpool win this game, that is pathetic. Here's, I don't even know who got the touch there, but Kabak and Alisson come together, and they both go for it. Nobody gets it, at least decisively so. Jesus Christ. The ball falls right to Vardy, who basically could do one of those, the ones that we all love to do in training, where he's dribbling up, there's no goalkeeper, and then you head it down on the floor. 2 weeks in a row, says Mr. Big Chest. Yeah, I mean, Alisson is certainly not without blame there. Was it the communication between the young center back, or is it just all Alisson's fault? I mean, I don't know. You let me know who you think's at fault there. I mean, they're both certainly at fault. But I'm saying primarily who's mostly at fault there, because, I could see an argument for either one of them. Kabak, again, was sort of there first, so you could say Alisson, your defender was going to deal with it. Also, it's 20 yards out. So, but we all know Alisson is adventurous and he's going to come for stuff like that. But I mean, 6th grade soccer, you should know the basics. If 2 players on the same team are going for the ball, whoever's facing the direction that, here we go, is Leicester going to score again? Parried, and it is, what a save by Alisson. Wow. That should have been 3-1. The goal was somewhat